Hello everyone. Today I'll be giving my review of X-Flight, a 2012 B&M wing coaster that's located at Six Flags Great America in Gurnee, Illinois. If you've been watching my channel lately, I'm sure it doesn't come as a surprise that I've decided to do an in-depth review of this ride, because I've sung its praises before in other videos, and I often talk about how I love the wing model by B&M. X-Flight is a particularly special ride, as it was one of the first inverting roller coasters I ever rode, and it exposed me to an entirely new world of elements like zero-G rolls and inline twists. Let's get right into it. X-Flight has some of the better looking theming at this park. The station looks like a jet hangar with an elevated control station. It really makes you feel like you're getting ready to go on a mission, and there's a bit of audio which alludes to this very same theme. While you're on the ride, there are some really great near misses. These additions to the ride are great, but there is one small thing holding this ride back that I have to note before I dissect the layout: the vest restraints. These are probably the tightest vest restraints I've ever had the displeasure of wearing during a ride. I love this ride, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I pull into the station feeling like I'm damn near being choked out and can't breathe. The tightness varies, however, and sometimes I get rides where this doesn't bother me as much. X-Flight's lift is pretty short. It's only 120 feet, and the speed you take the lift at is quite fast. It's over in the blink of an eye. The drop is 110 feet down, and it's called a wing over drop. Calling it a dive loop is also technically correct. Instead of dropping while facing forwards, you roll over to your right and begin the drop upside down. It's a pretty awesome sensation. If you're in the back row, you get a little bit of whip going into it, and if you're in the front, you feel yourself falling onto your restraints for a good 3 or 4 seconds before the drop actually picks up speed. I have to admit, the first time I rode in the front row, this sensation caught me by surprise. I think X-Flight probably has one of the better drops in this park, and that's not an easy feat, as there are many great ride beginnings here. The next element is a zero-G roll, a pretty big one. I always enjoy this roll a lot. It's got some good forces and usually rides really smoothly. It's a little bit floaty and graceful compared to other moments on the ride, but in a good way. I really like how X-Flight has a variety of sensations and forces. The next element is a gnarly Immelman loop. This loop delivers the most force out of any part of the ride, in my opinion. I think every rider's experience varies, but for me, this part of the ride packs in the most positive Gs. It seems like the train takes this element at a much faster speed than the elements before. After this is a right turn around a small pond. This is a nice scenic moment. I know it's not much, but this little bit of water does add something for me, visually speaking. After this, I will admit the ride does kind of get rough. It's not one of the roughest rides I've been on, but in terms of B&M, this is one of the bounciest rides I've done. The roll feels mostly fine, but every time I come out of it, I start feeling the train shake around. The next turn and inline twist that come after are also very bouncy, especially in the front of the train for some reason. I used to pick the front to try and avoid this bouncing, but somehow the back is actually smoother. On a positive note, that zero-G roll is nice and floaty, and the inline twist is the best part of the ride. The near misses going through the control towers are very satisfying. I always feel like I'm about to hit my head or legs on something. After this, there's a very bouncy set of turns that lead into the final breaks. Admittedly, these turns are the shakiest moments on the ride, and they're really just there to get the train back to the station. I know what you're thinking. I'm being a bit too harsh concerning the roughness of this ride. Hear me out. I still think this ride has one of the best layouts of any B&M I've done, and it's certainly one of the best rides in this park. I wish it was a little smoother, and I wish the restraints weren't as tight, but as far as the ride itself goes, I can't think of a single complaint. I actually love every single thing about it otherwise, even down to how the track is shaped when looking at it from off-ride. It is absolutely beautiful to watch. I will say my roughest rides on its neighbors, Wrath of Rakshasa, American Eagle, and Demon, have been quite a bit worse, so even in terms of roughness, it's got some fierce competition between the three of those. I'd hardly call this a rough ride, just a slightly bouncy one. I'm feeling an 8 out of 10 on this one. It still sits comfortably in my top 5 best at Great America. Let me know in the comments how you'd rate this ride. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe, as it helps me in my mission to get on more rides and make more content like this. Thanks for watching.